Picture this. You're commuting in the same dependable car you bought after saying no to a lot of extras. It's the kind of car that's never tried to impress anybody, but it starts every morning and gets you where you need to go. You roll up to a red light and a neighbour eases in beside you in a brand new gleaming luxury SUV. It's so shiny it might as well have its own spotlight. Your first thought pops up before you can stop it. They must be killing it. I'm clearly behind. Later, you park at work and pass a colleague wearing a perfectly tailored outfit, telling someone about a weekend at a fancy resort, casually showing off a brand new watch. You glance down at your grocery list and the calculator app you've been using to make sure this week's numbers still work. The thought circles back, heavier this time. Why does everyone seem richer than me? Here's the twist most of us miss in moments like that. Maybe your neighbour does earn more than you. That happens. But how is it that a co-worker with the same paycheck, the same job title, and similar hours appears to be living on another level? Our brains love clean stories, so we connect the dots we can see. Shiny cars equals wealth, designer clothes equal success, luxury vacations equal financial freedom. The problem is we're judging an entire book by the cover art. A lot of the real financial story never makes it to the surface. And believe it or not, while you're busy thinking other people are ahead, someone else is looking at your life and quietly thinking the same thing about you. And if you don't believe me, I'm sure you'll think the same thing by the end of the video, shall we bet? If you've asked yourself, why do I keep misreading this and how do I stop? You're not alone. The answer starts with remembering how deceptive appearances can be. Spotting a new car, seeing the latest phone, hearing about a trip. It's natural to assume a solid bank account behind the scenes. But that visible evidence is only a tiny slice of the truth. We don't see the payments, the interest, the insurance bills, the trade-offs, the anxious 2 a.m. look at a credit card statement. We see the highlight, we miss the cost, and that's where this feeling, everyone's richer than me, gets its power. It's built on what's easiest to notice. Take a simple example. A co-worker, let's call him Alex, pulls into the lot with a fresh, high-end car. You glance at your faithful older sedan, and a voice whispers, "Well, that settles it." But for all you know, Alex is leasing that car, paying a big chunk of every paycheck just to keep it, and he's on the hook for insurance, premium fuel, and maintenance on top. Meanwhile, your car is paid off. Your money isn't tied to a monthly payment. It's free to go to savings and investments that quietly build a cushion under you month after month. On the outside, Alex looks wealthier. On the inside, you might be the one moving ahead. That's the fundamental mismatch. We judge with our eyes. Houses, clothes, lounges at the airport, the table at the restaurant. These are loud signals. But real wealth often keeps its head down. The people with the strongest foundations are often the ones with the most boring purchases. They channel more towards stability and options than toward applause. They figured out that the true return on money is freedom and peace of mind, not likes and compliments. The irony is that the flashiest lifestyles are sometimes the most fragile. They rely on perfect timing, endless income, and zero surprises, while the quiet, unassuming ones have room for real life. And this is exactly what all the people in my free Telegram community, with the link in the description, do. They seem like normal people, but in reality, they have YouTube channels that generate thousands of dollars every month without anyone ever meeting them face to face. But I'll tell you more about that later. So how do you untangle your own perspective so you can breathe a little easier? Start by catching yourself in the comparison loop. It's the easiest mental habit in the world and the least fair. You're comparing your full story, your goals, debts, responsibilities, priorities, to someone else's 15-second highlight reel. You know your sacrifices in detail. You can't possibly know theirs. The next time that tight feeling shows up, ask a better question. What am I actually seeing here? And what might I be missing? This one pause can keep you from drawing big conclusions from tiny clues. When the urge to compare hits, redirect your attention to your own progress. Think about what you've already handled. Maybe you paid off a credit card, got your emergency fund to a number that lets you sleep, or set up an automatic transfer to your investment account so the month doesn't slip away from you. Those moves don't come with applause, but they compound, and compounding is how ordinary choices become extraordinary outcomes. Social media makes this game even trickier. Everyone is curating themselves. No one posts the night they stayed home to fix their budget. No one records the stomach drop when a bill is bigger than expected. You'll see the champagne, not the statement. If your feed makes you feel like you're losing a race you never agreed to run, give yourself permission to mute, unfollow, or take a break. Protecting your headspace is not denial, it's strategy. The right inputs lead to better decisions, and better decisions lead to better results. Another useful lens: remember that every wow purchase represents a trade-off. The friend in the impressive new house may be living right up against the edge of their budget. The co-worker always posting travel might be skipping savings and hoping nothing goes wrong. The influencer who seems to live in designer clothes might have a closet worth more than their long-term investments. Are those choices wrong? Not necessarily. They're just choices, and they come with costs. The key is deciding which trade-offs line up with your values. Maybe you could drive something flashier, but you'd rather have an emergency fund that actually covers an emergency. Maybe you could take that big trip, but the peace of seeing your debt shrink is worth more to you right now. When that familiar envy starts to rise, ask yourself, what sacrifice made this picture possible? And would I make that same sacrifice? Often the honest answer is no, and the feeling passes. There's also the skill of seeing through the illusion. Luxury doesn't automatically mean wealth. Often it just means financing. Loans and leases can make almost anything look possible for a while. If you remind yourself of that, you won't be as quick to crown someone else the winner and call yourself the loser. You'll realize you're watching a moment, not a balance sheet. The people with real money often live in ways that wouldn't impress a stranger. Some of the most financially secure folks you'll ever meet stay in the same home for decades, drive cars until the wheels have earned their keep, and choose fewer, better purchases that let the numbers behind the scenes do the heavy lifting. The surface doesn't tell the story, the system does. And here's a mindset tool that pays off fast: gratitude. It sounds soft, but it's a tactical move against the scarcity voice in your head. Jot down a few things you're thankful for each day. Steady work, a bill you paid on time, a friend who checks in, a walk you didn't rush. Your brain will start noticing what's present instead of only tracking what's missing. Gratitude doesn't mean you stop striving. It means you stop punishing yourself while you strive. The weight you're carrying gets lighter when you stop adding imagined losses on top of real responsibilities. The first thing to apply gratitude to is as soon as you join my free Telegram community, with the link in the description, you will see the true value and you will start practicing gratitude without even knowing what it was. As your perspective shifts, your confidence grows. Learn a little more about how money actually works, how interest accumulates, how budgets create freedom instead of restrictions, how automatic transfers turn good intentions into real progress. Surround yourself with people who are building, not performing. Celebrate small wins because they are not small. Your first saved $1,000 is a statement. Your first paid-off card changes what you believe is possible. Momentum is a feeling, and the only way to get it is to start. You don't have to be perfect to win with money. You just have to be consistent enough that the small, unexciting choices have time to work. You just have to decide that the applause you're aiming for is your own. When you can open your banking app and feel steady, when an unexpected bill is inconvenient instead of devastating, when your plans aren't fragile, and when you realize you're living by design instead of by accident. That's what actual wealth looks like from the inside. It's quiet, it's resilient, it's yours, and it's worth more than anything you could buy to prove it. Take the first step before bedtime, and the first step you could make right now is to like this video. So many more people that are interested on how to grow their finances will discover this channel, then join my free Telegram community as soon as possible, because the slots are very limited. Here I'll explain step by step how to start a successful YouTube business without putting your face on the line. I'll give you my strategies on how I make all my channels explode, and to prove to you that it really works, just look at this channel, which is the most obvious proof. If you found value in this video, smash that subscribe button and let me know if you already knew anything about that. And I'll see you soon in the Telegram community. I'll wait for you. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions.